The white community has not and still does not realize that the black community is still being totally segregated, and there are just few areas of integration that are creeping in. But all is not well in Dade County.
South Florida was a very different place in the 1960s.
The situation is tense, too, in Liberty City, where Frances Henderson is struggling with a year-old program to keep the kids occupied and out of sight. She's especially critical of the recent crackdown by the Miami Police Department.
Tension between the African-American community and police was mounting.
I don't think that people in Florida, or in Miami rather, will take this too much longer, because it's a shame to have the cops mess with you.
And then in 1968, the tension exploded into the first Miami race riots. And that's around the time then Miami Police Chief Walter Headley said the phrase that has come to the center of attention in modern America again. Headley said, "When the looting starts, the shooting starts." 53 years later, President Trump tweeted the same thing. "When the looting starts, the shooting starts."
I read it within the last 12 or so hours, and I was like, that's what Headley said 50 plus years ago. I said, this is unbelievable that it's come full circle in that respect.
Miami historian Dr. Paul George says that quote was a defining moment in Miami history. And what we're seeing in Minneapolis is not all that different from what happened in Miami in the late 60s.
The conditions for the almost identical quotes are quite similar. Unrest to the point of rioting.
Rioting we saw here over 50 years ago. Now similar scenes in Minneapolis after the tragic killing of George Floyd. Longtime Miami police leader Delrish Moss, now an FIU police captain, was formerly the police chief in Ferguson, Missouri. He summed it up this way.
It should never be at the point of violence and mayhem and tearing things up. It should never get to that. But secondly, we as a society have to stop showing that those are the only things that get us to listen to a public that's hurting.